This is the Everyday AI Show, the everyday podcast where we simplify AI and bring its power to your fingertips. Listen daily for practical advice to boost your career, business, and everyday life.
Google went absolutely crazy with AI updates. OpenAI is countersuing Elon Musk. Canva is trying to be an AI player amongst the big boys, and OpenAI could release up to 5 new AI models this week starting today. Yeah, that's a lot. As always, the world of AI news and developments has been absolutely nonstop, and you could waste hours every single day trying to keep up with the AI news that matters, or you could just tune in on Mondays and join me. What's going on, y'all? My name is Jordan Wilson, and I'm the host of Everyday AI. We are your daily live stream podcast and free daily newsletter, helping everyday people like you and me not just learn about AI, but how we can actually leverage it and use it to grow our companies and our careers. If that sounds like you and what you are doing, you're in the right place. It starts here with our daily podcast and live stream, but it continues on our website. So if you haven't already, please go to youreverydayai.com, sign up for the free daily newsletter. So each day we not only recap the podcast and the live stream with usually some exclusive insights, but we also keep you up to date with everything else happening in the AI world. But most Mondays, we bring you the AI news that matters. And this week was a doozy and a half, y'all. So like I said, I think that Google may have, for the first time, definitively jumped into the lead for the AI race. I was at their Google Cloud Next conference in Las Vegas. We're going to be recapping everything they announced there. And I think from a strictly model perspective, it is no longer a race. I think Google is ahead, but for how long? Because OpenAI is reportedly going to be releasing new models today, and multiple of them this week. It's going to be crazy. I'm excited for this one. Let's get into it and go over the AI news that matters for the week of April 14th. And hey, live stream audience, love to see you dropping by. If it looks or sounds a little bit different, heading out to the Google Next conference earlier last week. I was on my way out of O'Hare. The TSA line was long. All of a sudden, I'm getting ready to interview someone after I arrived, and I'm like, oh, it looks like the TSA held on to some of my equipment. So hopefully this won't sound too bad, but my mic and some of my normal camera equipment gone with the wind, gone with the TSA wind. So if the live stream at least sounds or looks a little funky today, bear with me. All right. But you came here for the AI news, not for the audio visual quality. So let's first talk about, and hey, live stream audience, what's up, guys? I forgot to say hi to you. Big Bogey Face, Kyle, what's going on? Ted joining on YouTube as well. We got Brian and Dr. Scott, Christopher, Muhammad, Joe, Douglas, everyone else. Fred joining from Chicago. Thank you for tuning in. Let's get into it. So Google went absolutely nuts at their Google Cloud Next conference in Las Vegas. So Google has made some significant announcements at its annual Cloud Next conference, focusing on advancements in AI technology and its flagship Gemini models. All right, so I could, and I probably will do just a dedicated episode on everything that Google announced. I think during the course of the multiple keynotes, I wrote down about 27 different updates that I thought would be meaningful for everyday business leaders, such as yourself. If I'm being honest, between the newsletter, the podcast, we've covered like 5 of them. All right. So let's bullet point some of the more important ones. So the big one, potentially Google announced its Gemini 2.5 Pro was available in more places. This is the world's most powerful and highly rated large language model, at least as of this minute. who knows? OpenAI may be announcing something before we even get this live stream out on the podcast. So Gemini 2.5 Pro, which topped the chatbot LM leaderboards, and it's not even close. It's crushing everyone else. It's now available in public preview via the Vertex AI and the standalone Gemini app. Even if you have a free Gemini account, you can also use Gemini 2.5 Pro inside Google AI Studio for free. Additionally, new models from Google, they introduced the smaller, more lightweight and affordable version of Gemini 2.5 with its Gemini 2.5 Flash, an optimized version of its Gemini 2.5 Pro model. So this new workhorse, smaller model is designed to be faster and more cost efficient for companies building on top of Google's API, thanks to its ability to adjust processing power on each task, a technique called test time compute. So yes, Gemini 2.5 is a hybrid model. So it uses kind of reasoning or thinking underneath to plan out its response or plan out its next steps. But it is a hybrid model. So it still has that kind of, old school speed of a transformer, but it has the ability to just use more compute and think about an issue. All right, let's keep going. A lot of new updates. They're not out yet, but they were announced. They're rolling out in alpha to Google Workspace, which I think will be pretty impactful for a lot of our audience. Including audio creation for Google Docs, automated data analysis in Google Sheets, and Google Workspace flows. That's one I'm extremely excited about. It's kind of like a slimmed down version of Zapier or marketing automation using Google Gemini's AI, but just for all of your Google Gemini Workspace products. So yeah, Workspace flows, keep an eye out for that. Also, Google officially announced the adoption of the Model Context Protocol or MCP. All right, so that's not all. All right, so let me quickly bullet point the rest of these, and live stream audience, let me know what you want to hear more of, because I think we will do a dedicated Google show because they announced so freaking much. So new updates to their Google Agent Space platform. They announced a completely new language that called the A2A, or the Agent-to-Agent Protocol, which allows diverse AI agents from different vendors to communicate and collaborate with each other. So yeah, Google really just bringing agentic AI together, both with its adoption of Anthropic's MCP protocol, but then also announcing their agent-to-agent protocol, making it easier for different AI agents to communicate and collaborate with each other. Pretty cool. They had the Agent Development Kit, Gemini on GDC, which I think is pretty big. That allows enterprise companies to run Google's powerful Gemini models locally on-prem in your data center by using Google's distributed cloud with NVIDIA hardware. So that one's pretty big. It should be rolling out in Q3, so just a couple of months. So yeah, that one, a move we haven't really seen, from Google so far. These are similar, Microsoft does have similar offerings. So this is pretty big, allowing companies to run Gemini locally in their data centers. Huge. All right. Also, Ironwood, which is Google's new TPU chip, so their newest AI chip that delivers a reported 10x performance boost for efficient AI inference, powering their next-gen Gemini models. We briefly talked about the new Help Me Analyze in Sheets, the very popular audio overviews, right? So if you use Notebook LM, if you listen to this show, I love Notebook LM, and you should be using it as well. So the audio overviews feature, where you can generate a podcast based on your information or documents, that's rolling out to Google Docs as well. So that should be a pretty big one. They also announced a text-to-music model. A lot going on in the creative space, which I was actually pretty impressed with. So right now, it's kind of like a Suno competitor. It's not as good, at least from the demos that we saw, but you can create custom royalty-free 30-second music tracks from just text prompts using Google's Lyria AI model, and that's in Vertex AI, and that is available now inside Vertex AI. So obviously inside Vertex, you are paying by usage, right? So you're not paying a subscription fee. And then another one, VO2 is now available for almost everyone. So yeah, if you have a paid Gemini account, if you log into AI Studio. So yeah, this is where it gets a little confusing, but I get the kind of separation. So when we talk about Google Gemini, you have your kind of front end Google chatbot, right? So gemini.google.com. Then you have Vertex, which is more for enterprise and development. And then you have Google's AI Studio, which is kind of a sandbox, so to speak. So Google AI Studio is free. However, there's no data protection. So anything you put in there, Google does use to train its model. So keep that in mind. But they do have the new VO2 AI video model, which is by far the best AI video model in the world. It's available. So you might, if you have a workspace, a paid workspace account, it might not be in there. I logged into my personal Gmail account in AI Studio, and I do have access to VO2. And there's not just the access and availability on VO2, but there's also some new things you can do. You can control, camera angles, some things like that. Really cool. And then last but not least, Google's remaking The Wizard of Oz. Using its generative AI tools, including VO2, and they're debuting it in the Sphere in Las Vegas. So I was there for that announcement. Pretty impressive, right? I had never been to the Sphere before, but really how Google is using their different AI tools to remake The Wizard of Oz. It looks really good. All right. Yeah, I told y'all that was a lot from Google. So live stream audience, what more out of all those Google announcements do you want to see or hear more of? We'll maybe, make sure we cover that in whenever we do get time to cover all of those Google announcements.
Are you still running in circles trying to figure out how to actually grow your business with AI? Maybe your company has been tinkering with large language models for a year or more, but can't really get traction to find ROI on Gen AI. Hey, this is Jordan Wilson, host of this very podcast. Companies like Adobe, Microsoft, and NVIDIA have partnered with us because they trust our expertise in educating the masses around generative AI to get ahead. And some of the most innovative companies in the country hire us to help with their AI strategy and to train hundreds of their employees on how to use Gen AI. So whether you're looking for ChatGPT training for thousands or just need help building your front-end AI strategy, you can partner with us too, just like some of the biggest companies in the world do. Go to youreverydayai.com/partner to get in contact with our team, or you can just click on the partner section of our website. We'll help you stop running in those AI circles and help get your team ahead and build a straight path to ROI on Gen AI.
All right, next. OpenAI has expanded ChatGPT's memory feature to include all past conversations. So OpenAI has rolled out a significant update to ChatGPT's memory feature, allowing it to be more comprehensive and personalized. So this new feature allows the chatbot to reference all previous conversations to deliver tailored responses, marking a step toward AI systems that evolve alongside over time with users. So OpenAI's updated memory feature now enables ChatGPT to not only, remember saved preferences, but also insights from all of your past chats, aiming to provide a more relevant and personalized interaction. So according to OpenAI CEO Sam Altman, this development reflects the company's vision of an AI system that grows with users over their lifetime, offering increasingly useful and customized experiences. So the new updated memory feature works in two different ways. One way is not that impressive or very useful, in my opinion, which is the saved memories. So that's been out for a very long time. That's just where, ChatGPT just kind of automatically adds certain things that you talk about to its memory, essentially like a memory bank, and then it recalls on those things later. But now it just has chat history. So it can remember and gather all information from all of your previous chats. So you can opt in or opt out. So for our live stream audience, I have this on my screen. So if you have a paid ChatGPT account and you want to give this a try, you can go into settings, personalization, and then under memory, you can toggle it on or off. It's a new option that says reference chat history. So I think this is going to be one of those divisive features. I think casual or more casual ChatGPT users who really use ChatGPT for a specific focus are going to absolutely love this. Myself, probably not going to like this probably at all. So, even though I do have, I don't know, I lost count, at least seven different ChatGPT accounts, right? So, companies hire us to teach them ChatGPT. So, I have access to a couple enterprise accounts. At Everyday AI, we have a team account. I have my own ChatGPT Plus and ChatGPT Pro accounts, a couple of free accounts, because I'm always needing to try things out for you all, right? But even in those individual accounts, I use ChatGPT for absolutely everything, multiple lines of businesses, multiple clients, multiple, personal projects, things happening in my personal life as well. So, this ability for the, ChatGPT to automatically remember things from past chats and then reflect that in its responses, at least if you use ChatGPT for a lot of different reasons, you might not like this, right? As an example, sometimes I want ChatGPT to be very short, speak in bullet points, for maybe things about, my own personal health or a vacation I'm wanting to take, right? And then when I'm researching something for Everyday AI or for a client, I don't necessarily want those preferences to be reflected in the response. So, 50-50, we'll see how it goes. Oh gosh, big bogey face. Thank you. I forgot to mention Google DeepMind's Firebase IDE. Might have to throw that in. All right, our next piece of AI news. This one's not good if it's true. But Elon Musk's Doge, I don't know what it's called, Doge team has been accused of using AI to monitor federal agencies for anti-Trump sentiment. It's not good if true for, especially for our viewers in the US. So Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE, is reportedly leveraging artificial intelligence to monitor federal agency communications for perceived hostility toward President Donald Trump, raising concerns about transparency, legality, and ethics. So this is according to a report from Reuters. According to this report, Trump administration officials claim DOGE is surveilling communications with at least one federal agency to identify anti-Trump sentiment using AI, marking a controversial use of the technology in government operations. So the Environmental Protection Agency is allegedly one of the agencies targeted, with AI monitoring employee communications for perceived disloyalty to Trump or Musk's agenda. That's gross. I don't know. I don't want to go on an accidental hot take Tuesday. This is the AI news that matters, so we'll try to keep it middle of the road here. But DOGE staff are accused of bypassing traditional vetting processes and operating in secrecy, including working collaboratively on Google Docs instead of circulating official drafts, according to sources. So the Trump administration argues DOGE is exempt from federal freedom of information laws, that thing protecting our democracy, prompting legal challenges from watchdog groups demanding transparency. A federal judge recently ordered DOGE to hand over records to Citizens for Responsibilities and Ethics in Washington, but at least so far, the organization has not done that. Critics, including Democrats and Republicans, argue that DOGE's actions are part of a broader effort to purge nonpartisan public servants and replace them with loyalists aligned with Trump and Musk's agenda. So Musk has previously suggested AI could replace government workers entirely, raising concerns about the ethical implications of automating federal operations. Yeah, Joe says this is disgusting. Douglas says no mellow Monday. Bring the heat. Fred is saying kind of big brother. Yeah, this is not good. The fact that this is reportedly happening in the federal government is absolutely bonkers. All right, put your politics aside, right? Throw out whether you're a Republican, a Democrat, moderate, doesn't matter. The fact that we have reputable reports that the government is using AI to spy on federal workers and to make sure their communications align with a certain organization's agenda. Again, throw out your political bias. That is absolutely bonkers. And if true, an extremely sad day for democracy here in the U.S. So I don't know. I'll just say gross. Hopefully it's not true, but it probably is, which is extremely troubling. All right. On to news that isn't indicative of democracy dying. Canva has expanded beyond its normal visual design suite and is going all in on everything AI. So Canva has unveiled its new kind of 2.0 suite, including a lot of new AI updates like Canva Sheets, a visually dynamic spreadsheet tool that integrates AI powered features like magic insights and magic formulas. The platform right now aims to rival traditional spreadsheet tools like Microsoft Excel by focusing on visual storytelling, offering bright and engaging designs that Excel doesn't prioritize. So not just Canva Sheets, there's a new AI-powered charts app that complements Canva Sheets as well. Also, there is just this new Canva AI kind of interface. So you can do with a simple text prompt like you could in ChatGPT. There's a couple of different new features in this dedicated Canva AI section. There's a design assistant. It can generate and render code, right? So it's Canva's trying to get into the IDE game as well, right? Like a slimmed down version of Cursor or something like that. And also, with your normal kind of design. So, creating social media design and then being able to iterate on design based on both reference images and follow-up text prompts in natural language. Also, the Designed for Me feature got a big upgrade and allows users to upload images and receive AI-generated design suggestions, while the Canva's AI-powered photo editor can inject objects into AI-generated backgrounds with realistic lighting adjustments. Yeah, that one, I did watch highlights of the keynote, didn't get to watch Canva's whole keynote because I was at the Google Cloud Next conference. So again, thanks to Google for partnering with us on that one. But it looks pretty impressive, right? But let me just say, a lot of these features right now aren't out. They're quote unquote coming soon. So who knows when we'll get all of them. When we do, though, this is pretty impressive, right? Who I don't want to be right now, I don't want to be Adobe, right? Canva, some power plays, right? And then, everything that we talked about last week in our AI News That Matters segment with ChatGPT, their new 4.0 image gen, extremely impressive, right? For graphic design, iterating on photos, editing photos at a very high level with prompts. The same thing inside, Google. You can do the same thing with their new Gemini 2.0 Flash, I believe it is. You can, it's multimodal by default. You can upload your own photos and edit them with text prompts. So between what Google and OpenAI and now Canva have released, a lot of pressure on Adobe, not just to see how they respond, but to really see their position going forward. And oh yeah, apparently I put this out in the newsletter, I think on Friday. Apparently y'all want to see a lot more coverage on Canva. I had no clue. Apparently our audience, you really want to know and see everything that Canva has to offer with its new AI suite. Livestream audience, let me know if that's you too. Maybe that's just our, newsletter audience, but I'd like to know. Douglas says it's time for a Canva show. All right, so we'll see. All right, more drama. There's always drama in the AI world. So OpenAI has filed a countersuit against Elon Musk, accusing him of attempting to hinder its business and seize control of AI innovation for his personal gain. So OpenAI, in their countersuit just filed, alleges that Elon Musk, obviously a former co-founder of OpenAI going back to the early days. So they've alleged that Elon Musk has engaged in quote unquote bad faith tactics to slow down OpenAI's progress and gain control of leading AI technologies. The company claims Musk's actions are driven by personal motives rather than a commitment to advance AI for humanity. So Elon Musk, in a series of, I don't know, I've lost track how many different lawsuits Elon Musk has filed over the last year and a half against OpenAI, but he's previously sued OpenAI multiple times in at least multiple updates. He's sued OpenAI CEO Sam Altman to block changes to the company's corporate structure. So Musk was an original co-founder in OpenAI, but left the organization in 2018, citing disagreements over its direction. A federal judge has set a trial date for March 2026 in Musk's lawsuit against OpenAI, fast-tracking the legal fight. So in Musk's original lawsuit, he accused OpenAI of straying from its original mission, which is not illegal, by the way. So yeah, I talked about this. Let's just be honest. It's Musk's original lawsuit is a joke. I don't think anyone believes it has legal ground to stand on. It's more or less a delay tactic, right? And I have to say that because there's actually been organizations that I've talked to over the last few months that have been like, oh, I'm not sure if we're going to start using ChatGPT because, Elon Musk is suing them and it's not a real lawsuit. It is a delay tactic here. Not that I'm trying to choose sides, but, I would say anyone, that can read can go in and see this is just a delay tactic. And obviously, Elon Musk has a competing company in xAI and its Grok chatbot. So yeah, and now a position of power in the government. So it could get a little messy. In short, Musk made a kind of tongue-in-cheek, unsolicited $97 billion bid to acquire the company earlier this year. And in response, OpenAI CEO Sam Altman posted a sarcastic offer to buy Twitter instead for $9.74 billion. So Musk's competing AI company, xAI, has struggled to match OpenAI's success. So now Elon Musk instead has resorted to filing what a lot of people are calling frivolous lawsuits that are really just delay tactics and are actually just making it harder for OpenAI to transition from a nonprofit to a for-profit company. So in the countersuit, OpenAI insists that Elon's actions are self-serving and not aligned with its mission to benefit humanity. So in a statement, the company said, Elon's, quote unquote, Elon's never been about the mission. He's always been about his own agenda. All right, so we will continue to have more juicy AI developments. It's like a soap opera. Grab your popcorn. All right. Our next piece of AI news, Anthropic has unveiled a new premium subscription tier called Claude Max. So Anthropic's new subscription plan, Claude Max, comes in two tiers, a $100 per month option offering 5x higher rate limits than the normal Claude paid plan, and a $200 a month plan with 20 times higher limits. So the higher tiers provide priority access to Anthropic's latest AI models and features, catering to power users who require extensive usage. So the launch follows OpenAI's success of ChatGPT Pro, similarly priced at $200 a month, which reportedly contributed $300 million in annualized revenues to OpenAI just 2 months after its release. So Anthropic is reportedly hoping for similar financial gains. So Anthropic's product lead hinted at the possibility of even pricier subscription plans in the future, although Anthropic currently does not offer unlimited usage like OpenAI does. The company has reportedly seen significant demand for its new Claude 3.7 Sonnet AI model, which uses advanced reasoning capabilities to deliver more reliable answers to complex questions. Live stream audience, what do you think about this? I have thoughts. Let me just say this. When OpenAI announced their $200 a month pro plan, with it came exclusive access at the time to certain features and modes that were not available elsewhere. So as an example, O1 Pro mode, which is still, even though we have Gemini 2.5 Pro as the world's most capable model, I still use the O1 Pro model a ton, especially when dealing with a lot of data or working with extremely complex business tasks that require a lot of reasoning. Also, at the time, OpenAI said, hey, you get unlimited, unlimited usage with the $200 a month plan, as well as, at the time, Sora access. So if you wanted at the time to access Sora, OpenAI's AI video model, that was the only way. So with Claude here, and Anthropic's $200 a month subscription, I don't see any of this. Right? I had an episode, let me just go ahead and let's see if I can find what episode this was, in case you want to go listen to it. It was a while ago. It was, let's see, where was it? All right, I'll put it in the newsletter. But I did an episode a couple of months ago, essentially on the 3 reasons why that I thought Anthropic Claude was failing, right? It was just losing its footing as a top AI lab. And one of the reasons was the rate limits, right? So on the paid Claude plan, I kid you not, y'all, I'm always testing the boundaries of all the different AI models. I subscribe to almost each and every one if it has a paid plan, especially, quote unquote AI chatbots. I have the paid plan. If you looked at Claude the wrong way, it rate limited, right? Where even with, ChatGPT on the $20 a month plan, the limits are pretty generous, right? You could have dozens and dozens of messages in an hour, and you're not going to hit your limit. With Claude, on a paid plan, the $25 a month paid plan, it's very easy, especially if you're working in a large context window, right? Which is one of Anthropic's reported benefits, right? I would hit my rate limit in less than 10 minutes consistently. Yes, I'm a power user. Yes, I'm usually having multiple tabs open, working in long contexts, but I don't hit those when using Google Gemini, when using OpenAI's ChatGPT, when using even the $20 version of Microsoft Copilot, the web-based version, or any other AI model. So Claude has been absolutely terrible from the get-go in terms of letting people actually use their product, right? So, there's a lot of reasons why I am extremely bearish on Claude, but this and Anthropic in general. But this does not give me any confidence in the long-term stability of the company, right? To me, this shows, well, you probably should have had your rate limits fixed to begin with. Yes, there's going to be probably thousands of people, maybe more, that are using this and enjoying it, because those people that are using Claude on the front end and running into rate limits and who would gladly pay more, this is good for them. I don't see this ultimately being something that is going to help. Anthropic in the long run. All right, so Fred said maybe it's episode 301. Gotta love it when our live stream audience, thanks Fred, holding it down for Chicago as well. Gotta love it when our live stream audience is better at finding information on everyday AI than I am. All right, so y'all, if I'm being honest, I don't buy, if I was buying stock in a company right now, I know Anthropic is not a publicly traded company, I would avoid Anthropic. I'm just saying, yes, I use it. Yes, there's still some specific use cases that I think it is the best in, but at least since Gemini 2.5 Pro from Google came out, those advantages to Anthropic are very, very slim. All right, Our next piece of AI news, Microsoft is slowing down or pausing some of its ambitious data center construction projects, according to reports that includes a $1 billion projected facility in Ohio, signaling a recalibration in the tech giant's approach to AI infrastructure expansion. So Microsoft confirmed it is halting early stage construction on rural land in Ohio and will reserve 2 of 3 sites for farmland. This comes as part of a broader effort to refine its infrastructure scaling strategy. So the company has been executing its largest infrastructure expansion in history to meet surging demand for cloud and AI services, but is now reevaluating some projects due to evolving customer needs. And that is according to Microsoft's president of cloud computing operations. So other paused projects include the later phases of a large data center in Wisconsin, and analysts report that Microsoft is scaling back international expansions as well and canceling U.S. leases for third-party operated data centers. So should be interesting because Microsoft did announce plans to spend over $80 billion globally in AI infrastructure this fiscal year, doubling its data center capacity in the past 3 years. However, it is strategically pacing its investments to align with some of its bigger business priorities and evolving customer demand. So this is definitely a story to keep an eye on. And, a lot of people are going to wonder, okay, is this because you have companies like Google, at least right now, coming in with cheaper prices? Is this because of open source models? Are people, using, as an example, Chinese models like DeepSeek and Qwen? So this is something to definitely keep an eye on from Microsoft. So another thing to keep an eye on from Microsoft, our next piece of AI news, Microsoft has released a handful of new AI updates in a new operating system update, including the controversial Recall AI feature. And that feature has faced both backlash and multiple delays over privacy concerns. So Recall AI allows users to capture encrypted screenshots locally, automatically, to search through past activities such as apps, websites, images, or documents. And you can go and find that content by just describing it in natural language. So yeah, Recall AI, when it was announced, I'm like, this is crazy. For me personally, I don't care about my data privacy. I don't, right? I don't care. Right. It's like, okay, I'm on all these websites. I'm working in all these documents. I'm creating, these presentations. I don't care if my local computer, because a lot of this runs on device. It runs edge, right, on an encrypted server. Yes, take it. I don't care. I know not everyone has the same lax lax-esque approach to data, especially if you are an enterprise company. So I get that, right? I'm a smaller company. Everyday AI is a smaller organization, so I'm not as worried. But I mean, just the technology is extremely impressive and very useful, right? So imagine you're like, oh man, what was that document 2 weeks ago? I was emailing someone about it. It had, that green cover, and it was something about, marketing our, new product. You can literally just say that. You can go into Microsoft Recall, say, what was that, email in that presentation from a couple of weeks ago? It was green and it was about marketing our new product. And because it takes these consistent, ongoing encrypted screenshots, and it can use Copilot and Copilot's underlying GPT-4o computer vision technology, it can instantly tell you that. I think it's extremely impressive, but there's been a lot of issues early on because earlier versions of Recall faced criticism for storing sensitive information, including passwords, credit card numbers, and private keys as unsecured text files. So this did lead to widespread backlash from initial users testing it, privacy advocates, and cybersecurity experts. So in response, Microsoft has added new safeguards to the feature, including requiring users to explicitly opt in. So before it was an opt out feature. So now it is an explicit opt in to saving those snapshots and encrypting them on local storage. So access to these snapshots would be protected by Windows Hello authentication to ensure only the user can view them. Right now, this new rollout, the tool will be initially available to Windows Insider members and optimized for select languages, including English, Chinese, French, German, Japanese, and Spanish. And it will reportedly roll out to the European Economic Area later this year. So yeah, it doesn't just work on any PC. You do need a newer PC, such as a Copilot Plus PC. Minimum requirements are 16 gigabytes of RAM, 256 gigabytes of storage, and on-device edge AI. Microsoft also introduced some additional features in the same build, including Click to Do, which simplifies actions like text copying, object erasing, and background removal through intuitive shortcuts. Users can activate it with the Windows key or search for it in the taskbar. So other improvements just rolled out in this newest update include enhanced Windows search capabilities, a speech recap feature for live transcription, and quick access to spoken content and updates to productivity tools like Paint and Photos. All right, so if that's something you're interested, be on the lookout for that. Yeah, Big Bogey Face says it's a security nightmare. I get that. Yeah, it is. It can be, right? So we'll have to see if this newest release where Microsoft addressed some of these security features and added the new safeguards, we'll see how this is, how the public responds to this as it is finally beginning its rollout to all Windows Insider members in those countries. All right. Our next piece of AI news, a leaked internal memo from Shopify CEO Tobias Lutke has gone viral because essentially he's saying all of his employees need to absolutely use AI always, right? I'm generalizing here. We covered this in our newsletter, but more or less his memo was like, hey, if you have a problem, you better be using AI immediately to solve it before even going to other humans. So he outlined in this post, which was originally leaked, but then he just said, hey, it seems like people are talking about this, so here it is. So he did eventually release this full internal employee memo after it was leaked, but he essentially outlined his bold vision for integrating AI into every aspect of Shopify's operations. So the memo signals a major cultural shift in how businesses approach AI adoption. So some of the key takeaways, he said that using AI effectively is no longer optional, regardless of your job role, marking a significant operational and cultural shift for the company. Employees must justify I personally love this. A lot of people hate this. And this is why, kind of went quote unquote viral online, because in the memo, he said employees must justify non-use of AI before requesting additional resources. So that part, I think, is one of those things that, people were like, wait, you have to justify not using AI if you're just, if you're requesting additional resources. So whether that's more people on a project, more resources, more budget, etc. First, you have to, in those cases, if you did not use AI, you have to justify, right? So maybe you need a researcher on a project. Instead, you're like, okay, you have to then justify why all the AI research tools could not do the job. So definitely a bold shift, but I think it's like, let me be honest. This is going to be very common in the coming months, right? As more and more enterprise companies go all in on generative AI as the technology, right? Whether that's from Google, right? So if you are a Google team using Google Workspace, whether you are a Microsoft team, right? I think Apple, unfortunately, we might be waiting until like 2032 for usable AI in their operating system, if recent trends are any indication. But I think for everyone else, right? And even if you are an Apple team, you're probably using, Google's suite of products anyways. Or there's a good chance you are. This is common. I think this is actually a no-brainer, right? If I had a large organization and I had people requesting additional people to work on a project, to hire someone new for a project, for additional ad spend, for additional dollars, I'd be like, have you used every single AI resource available to us yet? That's what I would ask, right? So I know a lot of people are losing their noodles over this, and it's like, employees are having to justify not using AI when requesting additional resources. For me, it's like, duh, right? It's like, have you done your job? Yeah, do you know there's these deep research tools that I think perform at the level probably higher than junior consultants? Yeah, so consultants that are just getting started out at Big Four consulting companies, if you actually know how to use these deep research tools, they're probably just as good, if not better, right? Because they're faster, and when you use them correctly, they can be just as accurate. So, I know people are, saying this is controversial. I don't think so. All right, last but not least, as we wrap up, y'all, Google at Google Cloud Next, I think, undoubtedly took the lead from OpenAI. Yes, OpenAI, I think, is better as a single application. Like we talked about with Google and its Gemini suite of products, it's a little disjointed, but that's also because of Google's just vast offerings across the ecosystem, right? So yes, there's essentially 4 different ways, to use Gemini. You can use it at, gemini.google.com. So the chatbot would be number 1. Number 2 would be AI Studio, which is a sandbox. Number 3 would be Vertex, which is more for developers and enterprise users. And number 4 would be just across the different workspace platforms. So if you're in Google Docs, as an example, you can use Google Gemini. So it's a little difficult. So that's why I think even though Google is probably in the lead when it comes to AI models, I still think OpenAI is in the lead when it comes to picking an AI operating system, which is something I've talked about in this show as well. Because from the application layer, it's a little simpler, right? And it can be pretty difficult, if I'm being honest, for organizations to take advantage of everything that Google just announced. There were so many things that they announced. Even executives that I talked to at the conference were mind-boggled at how much AI they had to offer. So I think it's a little easier to take advantage of it in OpenAI, but yet we may be getting 5 new AI models from OpenAI starting today. Yeah, so even by the time you hear this on the podcast, since I have to improve this audio a little bit, since my mic is, I don't know, in some TSA guy's locker in Chicago O'Hare, we could be getting 5 new models from OpenAI this week. Here's what we could be expecting. So OpenAI is going to be releasing, according to some leaks and some drips, 5 new models this week. And those might include GPT 4.1, 4.1 Nano, 4.1 Mini, O4 Mini, and full O3. Okay. Confusing a little bit, I know. One of the I'd say it's probably three big series here. So one would be the GPT 4.0 would be getting updated to 4.1. So we're not sure if it's going to be called 4.10. That would be confusing if they adopted this O naming for the kind of Omni model, but I get it because their reasoning models have the O in front. So it looks like OpenAI may just be dropping the 4.0 and just going with 4.1, even though you might be saying, wait, there's GPT 4.5. Yes, but it does look that like OpenAI is even trying to differentiate and have three different tiers of models. So it looks like the GPT-4.1 will be kind of the common everyday workhorse, which is your IQ model. Then 4.5, which is not getting updated in this latest round, according to reports, is kind of the EQ model, the emotionally intelligent model. And then you have your thinking models or your O series models. And even there, it gets so confusing because you have O1, you have O1 Pro. Then you have the O3 models, such as O3 Mini, O3 Mini High. Now, according to reports and leaks, we're going to be getting the O3 Full as well as O4 Mini. So not only are there technically now three different types of OpenAI models, even on the reasoning side, the O series, there might be three different tiers of thinking models in that third tier. Confusing, I know. Like I said, GPT-4.1 is probably going to be the headliner of this series. I don't know. Maybe people will want O3 Full or O4 Mini. We'll see how the benchmarks and the ELO scores come out in terms of human preferences. But GPT-4.1 is expected to be a successor to the multimodal GPT-4o, which is designed for enhanced versatility and performance. Meanwhile, O4 Mini would be its latest, in theory, reasoning-focused model, highlighting OpenAI's push into specialized AI applications. So the updated model art and icons for these new releases were spotted on OpenAI's website. Also, OpenAI CEO Sam Altman said on Sunday, he said this on Twitter, he said, "We've got a lot of good stuff for you this coming week, kicking it off tomorrow." And then, we had essentially on OpenAI's actual website, kind of leaks, kind of not, some online sleuths found them, but essentially it was the image art for these new models. So anytime that OpenAI releases a new model, they usually have this kind of, nice little gradient, image that goes with the new model. And it was confirmed, at least there are those images for GPT-4.1, 4.1 Nano, 4.1 Mini, O4 Mini, and O3. My gosh, alphabet soup. I will say this. We'll obviously be covering all these releases as they come out. It is a little confusing. I get it. But here's the reality. GPT-5, it looks like it's just getting kicked even further and further out, which me personally, I'm fine with, right? So previously, CEO Sam Altman said that they would not be releasing, more non-reasoning models before GPT-5 came out. And they also said GPT-5 was going to be more of a system, right? So it wouldn't necessarily be a model you choose, but instead, GPT-5 would be a system that you would talk to. And then essentially it would have kind of hybrid models, or it would have an intelligent system that, depending on your prompt, it would choose for you which model it should use to complete your query or to produce an output for whatever input that you entered. Personally, I'm not looking forward to that GPT-5 ecosystem. I would much rather, right? Hopefully, whenever we get GPT-5, hopefully we still get the option to override whatever the system, the intelligent system decided. Because let me be honest, power users, I think when and if GPT-5 is released, and if it is released as it has been kind of teased or promoted, I think power users aren't going to like it. I think power users like the option to be able to pull down and choose, right? Last night, I used 5 different OpenAI models, all for a specific reason, right? And I needed that specific model, right? Whether it was O3 Mini or, O1 Pro or GPT-4o or GPT-4.5. I needed that specific model for the specific query that I was putting in there. Would a GPT-5, system be able to get that right? Maybe, but I'm guessing like most of the time, it would either require way more prompting from power users or having to rerun it because you're like, oh, this is not what I was wanting the model to do. Whereas if you choose the model from a drop-down menu, I think it's a little easier. Oh, gosh, I am exhausted from all that AI news. All right, y'all. Let me know also which one of these should we cover more this week. I think we have an open slot or two this week. Apparently, a lot of you all wanted to hear more about Canva. I think we are going to do a dedicated Google recap from their Google Cloud Next conference because it was insane. There's been, like I said, I wrote down more than 27 announcements that I thought would be extremely helpful to the everyday user, and we haven't even covered them all. But let me know, live stream audience, what do you want to see more of? If this was helpful, please let me know. But let me do the very fast recap of the AI news that matters for this week, April 14th. So Google went absolutely nutty and unveiled a dozen of major AI updates to both Gemini and its other platforms at Google Cloud Next. OpenAI released a new ChatGPT memory feature that allows it to pull from all past chats. Next, according to a report, Elon Musk's Dodge team is accused of using AI to monitor federal agencies for anti-Trump sentiment. Canva announced at its conference that they're expanding beyond visual design and going all in on AI with a lot of different features, including an AI coder. OpenAI is now countersuing Elon Musk over alleged tactics to slow the company's AI progress. Anthropic has unveiled an expensive new $200 per month and a $100 per month option that doesn't really do anything too new aside from give you higher limits. Microsoft has paused a $1 billion AI infrastructure plan in Ohio. At the same time, Microsoft is rolling out and ramping up its controversial Recall AI feature in a new Windows 11 preview build. Shopify CEO has declared that AI proficiency is mandatory for all employees in a viral company-wide memo. And then last but not least, OpenAI is set to launch potentially up to 5 new AI models with probably at least that kickoff being started today. So we may be getting GPT-4.1, GPT-4.1 Nano, 4.1 Mini, O4 Mini, and O3. My gosh, a lot going on. I hope this was helpful. You don't have to waste hours every single day trying to keep up with the AI news, with AI developments. You can come and stop by on Mondays for our AI News That Matters series. So I hope this was helpful. If so, please share this with someone. Click that little repost button. It takes you if you're listening on Twitter or LinkedIn, it takes you 5 seconds to do that and to keep your network, your family, your friends, your coworkers more up to date with AI developments because it's changing everything about how we work. Our team puts in countless hours giving you up-to-date, free, unbiased information. So please, if you find this helpful, share this with others. If you're listening on the podcast, I'd appreciate if you click that follow button on Apple or Spotify. If you could leave us a rating as well, then go to youreverydayai.com and sign up for the free daily newsletter. I hope this was helpful. Absolutely crazy week in AI news. I will see you back tomorrow and every day for more Everyday AI. Thanks, y'all.
And that's a wrap for today's edition of Everyday AI. Thanks for joining us. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe and leave us a rating. It helps keep us going. For a little more AI magic, visit youreverydayai.com and sign up to our daily newsletter so you don't get left behind. Go break some barriers, and we'll see you next time.